Welcome back to my channel. US President Donald Trump will F Prime Minister Netanyahu if the Israeli leader jeopardizes the Gaza ceasefire deal. A US official said, according to a Channel 12 report. Correspondent Barak Ravid, speaking in Hebrew on the network, says that a US official told him, quote, Netanyahu is walking a fine line with President Trump. If he keeps going, he will F him. The Gaza deal over. Obviously, he will, if he does F up the Gaza deal, then Trump will F him. I mean, this is literally coming from US officials. In English, it sounds even cruder. News anchor Yonit Levi noted at the end of the Ravid's report. Now, I want you to take a listen at this particular commentary from Donald Trump, what he said after the Gaza peace plan, so that you have an idea what he will do.
It is a good feeling. Isn't that nice to say? I just said the hostage. The first time I said the hostages are back, it feels so good to say it. But when you settle 8 wars in 8 months, that means you don't like war. Everyone thought I was going to be brutal. In fact, I remember Hillary Clinton during a debate, she said, look at him, he's going to go to war with everybody. And actually, she said, he's got a personality that's all about war. No, and my personality actually is all about stopping wars. And it seems to work. It seems to work.
Okay, so he sent the message loud and clear that he doesn't want a war, especially with Gaza, because it cost him money, millions and billions of dollars. And Andrews, Maryland, as he returns from a trip to Florida. Now, this is U.S. President Donald Trump, what was said about him, okay? So this was reported Andrews, Maryland, as he returns from a trip to Florida. U.S. President Trump will F Prime Minister Netanyahu if the Israeli leader jeopardizes the Gaza ceasefire deal. Now, this is nothing new. Multiple other sources are claiming exactly the same thing. And Donald Trump, his remark reflects growing frustration in Washington with the recent political moves in Israel, and particularly the Knesset vote yesterday to advance 2 bills to annex parts of the West Bank. So yesterday means 2 days ago, which reportedly stunned U.S. officials. The source told Ravid that U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance, who was visiting Israel at the time, was shocked by the decision and believes that Israel is acting in an quote-unquote unsupervised manner. Netanyahu updated Vance about the Knesset vote during the vice president's visit, assuring him that it was merely a preliminary vote, quote unquote. So Netanyahu told Vance that annexing West Bank was, what was done in the parliament was, quote unquote, preliminary vote, and would go nowhere, quote unquote, go nowhere. The public broadcaster Khan reported. Now, Vance responded, this cannot happen while I'm visiting here, quote unquote. According to the Channel 12 report, Netanyahu had been warned by American officials that the vote could provoke a backlash and destabilize ongoing negotiations over the ceasefire. And if you take a look a little bit what Donald Trump is saying, you know what he means.
But it also means this name change and our attitude that we're not going to go into a war, but if we do, we're going to win that war like nobody has ever won a war before. We will not be politically correct, but we're not going to be there. And I think, as you mentioned, Bibi, before, peace through strength, and that's what it's all about.
So Donald Trump's remarks are very, very clear, and that is U.S., they do not want any war, but if they're forced, they will go to war, and they will win it. And I was thinking maybe he's sending an indirect message through this speech to Netanyahu and to Israel that don't push us. We are not people that you can just push around and get done things for you using us. I think that's what he wanted to convey to his Israeli counterparts. But of course, at the end of the day, the Zionist lobby in Washington is still very, very strong. But the words coming out from Washington at the moment, at the same time, they are also very, very harsh. The rhetoric has changed for Netanyahu and for Israel. Subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.